I did not have a typical childhood. My father was an alcoholic and drug addict who died of a drug overdose when I was 6 years old. This left my family confused and broken. Most people would probably think that this is my life-changing story, but it's only the beginning. Fast forward to my sophomore year in high school and I was the worst. I snuck out, I drank, I smoked, I lied, and treated everyone around me terribly. I felt pure anger towards the world and everyone in it. I didn't care what other people thought. I didn't care what they said or how they felt. I only cared about me. I didn't see a point in life. I figured I would just end up like my dad. I felt like a sailboat lost at sea. Saving myself for marriage was the one thing I held on to during these troubled times. I made this decision when I was just a little girl, and like most kids, I told everyone I met. Meanwhile, I was sneaking out every night and destroying my life. Although, I did go to church on Sundays. I didn't want to, but my mother was a persistent lady. I felt bad for everything I put her through, so I figured this would make up for it. I never paid attention. All I would do was count on the minutes until it was over. Little did I know that one day, one moment, would change my life forever. One day, it was just like any other Sunday, until a voice began to speak to me. This was not a normal voice that anyone could hear. It was inside my head. Now I know we all have that little voice in our head, but I wasn't controlling this one. This was a new voice that I'd never heard before, and I felt a wave of shock rush over me as I realized it was the Lord speaking to me. When a voice is inside your head, you don't really have much of a choice other than to listen, so I did. "Holly, why do you drink alcohol?" the Lord asked. "Because it makes me feel good," I answered. "Why do you smoke?" he asked. "Because it makes me feel good," I answered again. "Why do people have sex?" he asked. I pondered this answer and then slowly said, "Well, probably because it makes them feel good." The Lord then said to me, "Why do you hold one of these things so close and not care about the other two? Why do you think that one is wrong, but not the others? You are done with it all and you are going to follow me now." I sat there, shocked, confused, and most of all, scared. What had just happened? I replayed it over and over again in my head, trying to make sense of it all. This voice had not asked me if I wanted to follow him, it told me. So I did the only thing that made sense. I listened. This started by me changing what I did in my free time. I stopped partying, I stopped hanging out with the people that I used to party with. In the matter of a few weeks, I had no friends and a Bible. A few weeks after that, I began to attend the local youth group, and I paid attention on Sundays. I felt like I finally belonged, like my existence mattered. Slowly, new friends entered my life, friends I could rely on and trust. On November 1st, 2017, the Lord spoke to me again. He said, "I know you don't want to go to youth group tonight, but you need to." I figured if it was important enough for him to speak to me, I would. I was anxious walking in that night, awaiting the big reveal. That day was the first day I'd ever heard about Camp Chisomo, a non-profit organization that goes to Malawi, Africa, and teaches children about Jesus. I felt like all the pieces of my life had finally come together as I realized that the reason I was supposed to come to youth group tonight was to hear this message. I knew immediately that I was meant to be a counselor for Camp Chisomo. As of today, I've been to Malawi, Africa twice with Camp Chisomo teams. It has been an experience that has changed my life forever. As a counselor at Camp Chisomo, I've gotten to play with kids. I've taught them mathematical skills and read different books to them. But most importantly, I get to teach them about an amazing God, a God who saved my life. Without Jesus, I would not be where I am today. I would most likely not even be alive. He changed me, and he changed my life. I now see a purpose in every season, every struggle, and every victory. The questions I had as a 6-year-old who had just lost her dad started coming back to me. Why did this happen to me? How is this fair? What did I do to deserve this? I don't know why bad things happen, but I do know that even through those trials and rough waters, our God is still good. I believe that loving everyone always is the key to Christianity. I was broken, I was a terrible human, but a forgiving and graceful God swept me up and claimed me as his own. I am not perfect, but I am forgiven. I am saved, and most importantly, I am loved.